Chapter 1. Know your hair. Understand before you fix. You can't fix what you don't understand. Repeat it. Burn it in. Because this chapter isn't about vanity, trend, or miracle products. This chapter is about awareness, about finally understanding the system running on top of your head. Most people treat their hair like an afterthought and then act surprised when it starts thinning, shedding, or miniaturizing. But hair doesn't fall out randomly. Hair follows laws. Biological laws. And the moment you understand those laws, you regain leverage. You regain control. Let's start with the foundation, the 3 phases of hair growth. This isn't trivia. This is the operating system of your follicles, and most adults have gone their entire lives without ever learning it. The 3 phases of hair growth. Hair grows in a strict cycle. The anagen phase, the catagen phase, and the telogen phase. These aren't just medical terms. They are explanations. Proof that your hair is predictable, structured, and responsive to the way you treat it. 1. Anagen, the growth phase. This is where the magic happens. According to the textbook Diseases of Hair and Scalp by Rodney Dauber, the anagen phase typically lasts 2 to 7 years, depending on genetics and lifestyle. The longer your anagen phase, the longer and denser your hair can grow. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Neglect shortens anagen. Discipline extends it. When you undereat, overstress, sleep poorly, or inflame your scalp with harsh treatments, the follicle essentially says, I don't have the resources to keep growing, and it exits the growth phase early. That's when you start noticing weaker strands, shedding, and thinning areas. 2. Catagen, the transition phase. This phase is short, only 2 to 3 weeks. This is the shutdown period where the follicle detaches from the blood supply. According to Dr. Antonella Torsti, one of the leading dermatologists in hair research, catagen is triggered prematurely by chronic inflammation, stress hormones like cortisol, and nutrient deficiencies. Translation. If your life is chaotic, your hair cycle is too. 3. Telogen, the rest and shedding phase. This phase lasts about 3 months. About 10 to 15% of your hair is in telogen at any given time, according to the American Academy of Dermatology. But when you're stressed, sick, dieting, or inflamed, that number shoots up. This is why, as Dr. Sinclair from the University of Melbourne explains, a shock to the body, illness, crash dieting, emotional trauma, can push up to 30 to 50% of follicles into telogen. That's telogen effluvium. That's when people panic. Again, you can't fix what you don't understand. When you know the phases, you stop guessing. You stop blaming bad luck, bad genetics, or bad products. You start taking informed action. The root causes of thinning hair. Hair thinning isn't random. The roots of the problem always fall into a handful of categories: genetics, hormones, stress, nutrition, and daily damage. Let's break down each with zero sugarcoating. 1. Genetics. Yes, they matter. No, they're not everything. People love blaming genetics. It's the easiest excuse. But genetics are a baseline, not a destiny. According to a 2017 study published in PLOS Genetics, more than 250 genetic markers influence hair loss. That means your risk is a combination of traits, not a single bald gene. Even for those with strong androgenetic alopecia tendencies, lifestyle factors still influence how early, how aggressively, and how severely hair loss expresses. Genetics load the gun. Your habits pull the trigger. 2. Hormones. DHT, cortisol, insulin. Hormones run the show. DHT, dihydrotestosterone, shrinks follicles. Cortisol disrupts cycles. Insulin resistance increases inflammation. Dr. Jeffrey Redmond, author of The Good News About Hair Loss, states bluntly, hair follicles are extraordinarily sensitive to hormonal fluctuations. So when your stress levels spike, when your diet is chaotic, or when your sleep is broken, your follicles pay the price. Not immediately, but inevitably. 3. Stress, the silent follicle killer. Most people underestimate stress because they can't see it. But the studies are clear. High cortisol pushes follicles out of anagen and into telogen. Yale dermatologist Dr. Valerie Horsley found that chronic stress literally damages the stem cells within the follicle environment. Meaning? Stress doesn't just stop growth. It weakens the factory itself. 4. Nutrition. Your hair is built from the inside out. Keratin, the protein that forms hair, requires adequate protein, iron, zinc, biotin, vitamin D, and omega-3s. If you're deficient, Your hair becomes thinner, weaker, more brittle. The British Journal of Dermatology published a study showing that women with chronic shedding were significantly more likely to have low ferritin, stored iron. Another study in clinical and experimental dermatology showed a strong link between vitamin D deficiency and telogen hair loss. You're not just feeding your body. You're feeding your follicles. 5. Daily damage. The stuff you do without thinking. Heat styling. Tight hairstyles. Chemical dyes. Harsh shampoos. Aggressive brushing. Hot showers. Overwashing. Trichologists refer to this as cumulative mechanical damage. It doesn't destroy hair at once, it erodes it slowly. A little breakage here. A little dryness there. Over time, the hair becomes structurally weaker long before it ever falls out. Again, you can't fix what you don't understand. A real example. The 35-year-old who thought it was just genetics. Let's talk about Adrian. Adrian was 35. He blamed everything on genetics. His father was bald. His grandfather was bald. So he assumed he was destined to thin, and he accepted it as fate. But his dermatologist challenged him. She said, genetics might write the outline, but you still write the story. Adrian had chronic stress. He barely slept. He ate like a teenager. He washed his hair twice a day with harsh shampoo. He never massaged his scalp, never checked his nutritional levels, never considered inflammation, and never hydrated properly. He didn't understand his hair, so he couldn't fix it. Here's what happened when he chose discipline over excuses. His blood work revealed low vitamin D and low ferritin. He started a high-protein diet with 30 g protein per meal. He performed 5-minute daily scalp massages, shown in a 2016 study in e-plasty to increase hair thickness by improving blood flow. He controlled stress with 10 minutes of daily breath work. He reduced heat styling. He switched to gentle, pH-balanced shampoo. He added omega-3 supplements, which research in Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology links to reduced shedding. Within 5 months, his dermatologist recorded a 14% increase in hair density. Not a miracle. Discipline. Adrian didn't change his genes. He changed his habits. He changed his understanding. And understanding created results. The core lesson of this chapter. Awareness is the beginning of transformation. Knowledge is leverage. You can't fix what you don't understand. Say it again. Slowly. You can't fix what you don't understand. Every strand on your head is a reflection of the systems inside you. Your hair is not an isolated organ. It is a feedback mechanism. It tells you when you're stressed, malnourished, inflamed, or imbalanced. This chapter is your permission to stop guessing, to stop assuming, to stop blaming, and to start owning. Because going forward, this journey is not about flaws. It's about biology. Not about quick fixes. But about long-term mastery of the system that grows your hair. You can't fix what you don't understand. Chapter 2. Feed your follicles. Nutrition is non-negotiable. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your hair is not dying because of your shampoo. It's starving because of your diet. You can massage oils, use fancy serums, and buy the most expensive conditioners on earth. But if you don't feed your follicles from the inside out, nothing will last. Hair health starts at the table, not the salon. Your diet is your first treatment. Your kitchen is your first pharmacy. And your daily choices, every meal, every drink, every skipped vitamin, either feed your hair or slowly starve it. You can't fake nutrition. And you can't out-condition a poor diet. Feed your follicles, every day, without fail. The truth about hair nutrition. Hair is made almost entirely of a protein called keratin. That means every strand on your head is a reflection of your protein intake, your iron levels, your micronutrient status, and your overall health. When your body lacks nutrients, it prioritizes survival. The brain, heart, and organs get the first share. Hair. It's last on the list. It's a luxury tissue, non-essential for life. So when you don't eat enough, your body quietly shuts down hair production to preserve energy. Dr. Alan Bauman, founder of Bauman Medical, said it perfectly. You can't have healthy hair if your body isn't healthy. The follicle is a living organ. It needs fuel to function. So let's get specific. What does your hair actually need to thrive? 1. Protein, the foundation of growth. Your hair is 90% keratin, a protein built from amino acids. Without enough protein, your follicles simply stop producing new hair. That's why restrictive diets, especially low-protein or vegan diets done incorrectly, often lead to thinning. You're starving the very cells that build your hair. Aim for 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. For a 70 kilograms person, that's around 70 grams. Choose complete proteins. Eggs contain biotin, sulfur, and all 9 amino acids. Fish and chicken, rich in lean protein and iron. Greek yogurt or cottage cheese provide casein and whey, slow and fast proteins for sustained release. Lentils, beans, quinoa, great for plant-based eaters when combined properly. When you eat protein, think hair fuel. Every bite builds strength from the follicle upward. Feed your follicles every day, without fail. 2. Iron, the oxygen supply line. Iron deficiency is one of the most common causes of hair shedding, especially in women. Iron carries oxygen to the follicles. Without it, your hair literally suffocates. A 2013 study in the Journal of Korean Medical Science confirmed that women with low ferritin, iron stores, were far more likely to experience chronic hair loss. The fix is simple. Eat red meat once or twice a week. Add spinach, kale, lentils, and pumpkin seeds for plant-based iron. Pair with vitamin C foods like citrus or capsicum to improve absorption. If your hair keeps falling despite good care, ask your doctor for a ferritin test. Healthy hair growth needs ferritin levels around 70 nanograms per milliliter or higher. Don't guess, measure. Because your follicles don't lie. 3. Zinc, the hidden healer. Zinc regulates oil glands, repairs damaged follicles, and supports new cell growth. A deficiency can lead to brittle strands, slow growth, and even dandruff. Dr. Rajani Katta, author of Glow, The Dermatologist's Guide to a Whole Foods Younger Skin Diet, notes that low zinc levels interfere directly with follicle function and keratin formation. Good sources? Pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, cashews, oysters, and shellfish. Zinc is small but mighty. It's the spark plug of your hair engine. Feed your follicles every day, without fail. 4. B vitamins, the growth complex. B vitamins, especially biotin, B7, B12, and folate, are the energy drivers for follicle cells. They help your body create red blood cells that deliver nutrients and oxygen to the scalp. Most people hear biotin and rush to buy supplements, but the truth is, deficiency is rare unless your diet is poor. Biotin works best in synergy with other B vitamins. Natural sources. Eggs, don't skip the yolk. Whole grains, leafy greens, avocado, salmon. If you're vegetarian or vegan, pay attention to B12, which only comes from animal foods or fortified products. Low B12 equals low oxygen supply equals low hair growth. 5. Omega-3 fatty acids, the natural conditioner. Omega-3s reduce scalp inflammation, nourish follicles, and create shine from within. In fact, research published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology, 2015, found that women who took omega-3 and omega-6 supplements had thicker, denser hair after 6 months. Get your omegas from salmon, sardines, or mackerel twice a week. Chia seeds, flax seeds, or walnuts if you're plant-based, or consider a high-quality fish oil supplement. Remember, moisture and elasticity come from the inside first. External oils only mimic what your body naturally produces when it's nourished. Feed your follicles every day, without fail. The Hair Growth Smoothie, fuel in a glass. Here's a daily ritual you can start tomorrow. A simple, powerful smoothie that gives your follicles the building blocks they need. Hair Growth Power Smoothie. 1 cup spinach, iron, folate, vitamin C, 1 banana, potassium, hydration, 1 scoop protein powder, whey or plant-based, 1 TBSP flaxseed or chia seeds, omega-3, 1 cup unsweetened almond milk, 1 TBSP almond butter, biotin, zinc, optional, a few berries for antioxidants. Blend it. Drink it daily. This is food as therapy. Simple, functional, repeatable. Feed your follicles every day, without fail. The rule of 90 days. Here's what most people forget. Hair takes time. What you eat today won't show in your hair tomorrow. It'll show in 90 days. That's how long it takes for a new hair strand to emerge from your scalp and become visible. Every decision you make today sets the stage for what you'll see in 3 months. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need perfection. You need persistence. Dr. Dominic Berg, chief scientist at Everless, reminds us, hair is a reflection of your long-term habits, not your last meal. So give your body time. Track your nutrition like a long game. Every bite counts. Every glass of water counts. Every skipped meal costs you. Feed your follicles every day, without fail. Hydration, the forgotten nutrient. Dehydration doesn't just make your skin dry, it makes your hair brittle. Your scalp is 10 to 15% water by volume, and even mild dehydration slows nutrient transport to follicles. Drink at least 2.5 liters daily. More if you sweat, exercise, or live in hot climates. Herbal teas count, sugary drinks don't. A hydrated scalp is a growing scalp. Feed your follicles, every day, without fail. Practical checklist for lifelong hair nutrition. White heavy checkmark protein in every meal. White heavy checkmark iron and vitamin C combo daily. White heavy checkmark zinc and B complex through whole foods. White heavy checkmark omega-3s twice a week. White heavy checkmark water every few hours. White heavy checkmark patience for 90 days. This is not complicated. It's consistent. Because again, it's not about luck. It's not about expensive products. It's about daily discipline. You can't fix hair starvation with surface solutions. You can't reverse years of neglect in 1 week. You feed your follicles, every day, without fail. The challenge. Starting today, treat your meals as your medicine. Track what you eat for 1 week. Not for calories, but for nutrients. Notice patterns. Notice when you skip protein. Notice how you feel when you hydrate properly. You'll see the difference. In your energy first, then in your hair. Because this is the formula. Awareness plus nutrition plus time equals transformation. Hair doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to nourishment. Chapter 3. Master your scalp, the soil of growth. You can't grow anything in dry, neglected soil. Your scalp is the soil. Your hair is the plant. If the soil is weak, no amount of expensive fertilizer, or shampoo, will change the result. This is the truth most people don't want to hear. You don't have a hair problem, you have a scalp problem. You can't grow strong hair from a weak foundation. You can't expect life in the branches when the roots are starved. The secret to lasting hair health isn't found in bottles, but in biology. It begins where every strand starts, your scalp. 1. Treat your scalp like skin, because it is. Let's start with a simple shift in mindset. Your scalp is skin. It sweats, sheds, gets clogged, inflamed, and reacts to neglect. Yet most people treat their scalp like a dead zone, just something under their hair. Dermatologist Dr. Francesca Fusco once said, "Healthy hair starts with a healthy scalp environment." Think of it like a garden. If the soil isn't nourished, nothing grows well. That's not metaphorical fluff. It's cellular truth. Your scalp contains about 100,000 hair follicles, each with its own oil gland and blood supply. When these tiny systems are congested with sebum, dead skin, or product buildup, oxygen and nutrients struggle to reach the follicle root. That's when thinning begins, not because the follicle died overnight, but because it's been suffocating for months or years. So the first rule is simple. Stop ignoring your scalp. If you care about your hair, you must start with the base. 2. Weekly exfoliation. Clear the path for growth. You exfoliate your face, your body. But when was the last time you exfoliated your scalp? Most people never do. Yet studies published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology show that regular scalp exfoliation helps remove DHT buildup, a hormone linked to hair loss, and improves microcirculation. The result? Thicker, more resilient growth. Here's how to do it the right way. Once a week, use a scalp scrub or make your own. Mix 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and a few drops of tea tree or peppermint oil. Apply to your damp scalp, part by part. Massage gently for 3 to 5 minutes in circular motions. Rinse thoroughly and follow with a mild, sulfate-free shampoo. Why this works? Exfoliation unclogs follicles, removes dead skin cells, and lets your scalp breathe again. This isn't luxury. This is maintenance. You wouldn't expect clear skin without cleansing, so don't expect healthy hair without exfoliating the scalp. Repetition cue. Nourish the roots, and the rest follows. 3. Daily circulation. Brush and breathe life into the roots. Blood flow is life flow. If blood doesn't reach your scalp efficiently, nutrients and oxygen can't either. That's why even the best supplements won't help if your scalp is tight, undernourished, or stagnant. You don't need expensive treatments. You need circulation. Here's what works. Brush daily. Use a soft bristle brush or a wooden comb for 3 to 5 minutes. Move gently from front to back, then side to side. This stimulates microcirculation and helps distribute natural oils evenly. Inversion method. Once a day, flip your head forward and massage your scalp for 1 to 2 minutes. Studies in skin research and technology found that this can temporarily increase scalp blood flow by up to 40%. Stay hydrated. Circulation begins from within. Dehydration reduces blood volume and weakens nutrient delivery to the roots. If you make brushing and gentle massaging a ritual, not a chore, you'll notice results within weeks. Less shedding, more shine, and stronger strands. Repetition cue. Nourish the roots, and the rest follows. 4. The power of oils. Nature's most underrated medicine. Let's be clear. Not all oils are equal. Some clog pores, others heal. Some coat, others penetrate. In Ayurvedic medicine, scalp oiling has been used for thousands of years to rejuvenate the roots and calm inflammation. Modern research now supports it. A 2015 study in the International Journal of Trichology showed that regular scalp massages with coconut oil or castor oil significantly reduced protein loss and increased hair shaft thickness. Here's what works best, and why. Castor oil, high in ricinoleic acid, it improves blood flow and strengthens the roots. Rosemary oil. A clinical study published in Phytotherapy Research, 2015, found that rosemary oil performed as effectively as minoxidil, the main ingredient in Rogaine, in promoting hair regrowth over 6 months. Coconut oil penetrates deeply into the hair shaft to reduce protein loss and prevent breakage. How to use it. Warm 2 tablespoons of oil, or a blend, in a small bowl. Apply directly to your scalp and massage in circular motions for 5 to 10 minutes. Leave it on for at least an hour, or overnight for deeper nourishment. Rinse thoroughly with a gentle shampoo. Do it twice a week. Not once. Not when you remember. Twice. Every week. Because it's not about luxury. It's about discipline. You don't need 10 oils. You need consistency with 1. 5. Example. Consistency beats cost. Let me tell you a real story. Maria, a 42-year-old teacher, came to a trichologist after years of thinning hair. She had tried everything. Vitamins, serums, laser combs, but nothing worked. Her specialist asked her one question. What's your scalp care routine? She didn't have one. She started simple. Weekly exfoliation, twice weekly oiling with rosemary and coconut oil, and daily scalp brushing. That's it. No magic product. No fancy gadget. Within 4 months, her shedding reduced by half. Within 6, her hair density improved visibly. Her secret wasn't money. It was maintenance. She understood the rule. Simple routines done consistently outperform complicated treatments done occasionally. You don't need to spend hundreds at salons. You need to show up for your scalp. 6. The hidden enemy. Scalp neglect. If your scalp itches, flakes, or feels greasy within hours, that's not just how it is. It's inflammation. And inflammation is the silent killer of follicles. Dr. Dominic Berg, a trichologist and chief scientist at Evolus, states, inflammation constricts blood flow and signals follicles to move into resting phase earlier. Chronic inflammation shortens the hair's growth cycle. What causes this inflammation? Harsh shampoos that strip natural oils, product buildup from sprays, gels, and dry shampoo. Stress hormones like cortisol that constrict blood vessels. Solution. Simplify your routine. Use a gentle, pH-balanced shampoo. Limit heavy styling products. And manage stress. It's biochemical, not just emotional. 7. Make scalp care a ritual. Caring for your scalp isn't vanity. It's vitality. Turn it into a ritual that connects you with yourself. Warm the oil. Massage slowly. Breathe. This simple act reduces stress hormones, improves circulation, and grounds your nervous system. Remember, every stroke, every massage, every minute of care is sending one signal: grow. You're not just massaging your scalp, you're instructing your body to regenerate. You can't fix what you don't nurture. You can't expect growth where you don't give attention. Healthy hair is not about chasing products. It's about mastering the soil. If you want strong, lifelong hair, make scalp health non-negotiable. Exfoliate weekly. Massage often. Feed the roots daily. Because when the scalp thrives, the hair follows. Always. Chapter 4. Stop the silent killers: stress, sleep, and hormones. You can eat the best food. You can use the best oils. You can follow every hair routine to perfection. But if you don't manage stress, sleep, and hormones, your hair will keep falling. your scalp will keep tightening, and your results will never last. Because here's the truth. It's not about products, it's about balance. Hair doesn't just grow from your scalp, it grows from your system. And when your system is overwhelmed, inflamed, or underrested, your body makes a ruthless choice. It shuts down non-essential processes like hair growth to focus on survival. That's why chronic stress, poor sleep, and hormonal chaos are the silent killers of healthy hair. You don't see them, but you feel their consequences every time you notice shedding on your pillow or thinning at your temples. Let's break it down. 1. Stress, the invisible hair killer. When you're under stress, your body produces cortisol, the hormone that keeps you alert in emergencies. A little cortisol helps. Chronic cortisol destroys. Dr. Rodney Sinclair, a leading dermatologist and hair expert from the University of Melbourne, explained, cortisol disrupts the hair cycle by pushing follicles from the growth phase into the resting phase prematurely. This means your hair stops growing, sheds faster, and takes longer to come back. It's called telogen effluvium, stress-induced shedding. You may notice it 2 to 3 months after a stressful event, grief, burnout, heartbreak, overwork, or even surgery. Your follicles literally pause growth to conserve energy. You can't fight stress with willpower. You must disarm it physiologically. Here's how. Deep breathing. Daily. 5 minutes, twice a day. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the calm mode that reduces cortisol production. Micro breaks during work. Every 90 minutes, walk, stretch, or step outside. Reset your nervous system before it hijacks your hormones. Lower your stimulants. Coffee, energy drinks, and constant notifications keep cortisol high. You can't grow hair in a body that thinks it's in danger. Repetition cue. Calm body, calm scalp, calm hair. It's not about cutting out stress entirely. You can't. It's about building resilience. The body that can calm down faster is the body that can grow hair longer. 2. Sleep, the forgotten hair supplement. Sleep is your most powerful, natural hair growth supplement, and it's free. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, GH, and melatonin, 2 key regulators of cell regeneration. Melatonin, in particular, extends the anagen phase, the growth stage of your hair. A study published in the British Journal of Dermatology found that topical melatonin reduced hair shedding by 34% in women after just 3 months. But remember, you produce melatonin naturally, only when you sleep properly. Poor sleep, on the other hand, spikes cortisol, disrupts GH release, and increases inflammation, all of which suffocate the hair follicle. Here's how to protect your nightly growth window. Keep consistent sleep hours. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. This regulates your circadian rhythm. Your body's master clock. No screens an hour before bed. Blue light from phones and TVs suppresses melatonin production by up to 80% according to Harvard researchers. Sleep in complete darkness. Even small light exposure from night lamps or LEDs can interfere with hormonal recovery. You can buy all the serums in the world, but if you're sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night, your body is stuck in breakdown mode. Sleep is repair, and every night you neglect it, your hair pays the price. Repetition cue. Calm body, calm scalp, calm hair. 3. Hormones, the hidden architects of hair. Your hormones are your body's architects. They decide where energy goes, how long hair grows, and when follicles rest. When they're balanced, your hair thrives. When they're chaotic, your hair suffers. Let's talk about the 3 that matter most. Cortisol, the stress hormone we already discussed. Chronic elevation kills growth. Thyroid hormones, T3 and T4 control metabolism and cell turnover. Low thyroid function, hyperthyroidism, often leads to diffuse thinning, especially in women. Androgens, like DHT, dihydrotestosterone, is a byproduct of testosterone that can shrink follicles in those genetically sensitive to it, leading to male or female pattern baldness. But here's what most people don't realize. These hormones don't go haywire overnight. They're shaped by your lifestyle. A diet high in sugar and processed foods raises insulin, which disrupts both thyroid and androgen balance. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which lowers thyroid hormone conversion. Lack of sleep throws off estrogen and testosterone cycles. You can't isolate your hair from your hormones. When you fix your lifestyle, your hormones follow. Practical resets. Eat protein at every meal. Amino acids support hormone synthesis and hair keratin production. Move daily. 30 minutes of walking or light strength training stabilizes insulin and reduces cortisol. Get sunlight. Morning light exposure regulates melatonin and cortisol timing naturally. Dr. Sarah Gottfried, author of The Hormone Cure, writes, "Your hormones respond to your habits. Change the input, and you change the output." It's not about buying a supplement. It's about mastering your rhythm. 4. Case study. The corporate worker who reversed her shedding. Let's make this real. Anja Lee, a 38-year-old project manager, was losing clumps of hair every shower. Doctors said her labs were fine. But her life wasn't. She was sleeping 5 hours, living on caffeine, and drowning in deadlines. Her cortisol was sky high. Her hair was shutting down. She didn't need more shampoo. She needed recovery. So she made 3 changes. She began doing 10 minutes of yoga breathing before bed, she cut coffee after 2 p.m. and fixed her sleep window from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. She walked for 30 minutes daily to release tension. Within 6 weeks, her shedding reduced. Within 12, her density improved. Her trichologist confirmed new baby hairs across her hairline. Her success wasn't luck. It was physiology. She lowered cortisol, improved oxygen delivery, and restored hormonal harmony. She understood the rule: calm body, calm scalp, calm hair. 5. Why this chapter matters more than any product. You can't outcondition chronic stress. You can't outmask poor sleep. You can't outstyle hormonal imbalance. Hair growth is a system-wide reward your body gives when it feels safe, nourished, and stable. Every deep breath, every good night's sleep, every balanced meal tells your body it's safe to grow again. It's not about chasing hair growth. It's about earning it through balance. It's not about panic. It's about discipline. Because discipline is calmness repeated. 6. Your daily hair calming routine. Here's your 24-hour blueprint to reset your body and protect your hair. Morning. 10 minutes of light stretching or sun exposure to regulate cortisol and melatonin. Protein-rich breakfast, eggs, oats, or Greek yogurt with berries. Afternoon. Take a 5-minute walk or breathing break every 2 hours to prevent stress buildup. Drink water consistently. Hydration keeps circulation strong to the scalp. Evening. No caffeine after 2 p.m. Dim lights an hour before bed. 10 minutes of mindful breathing, or journaling to clear cortisol before sleep. Night. Sleep in a dark, cool room. Keep your phone out of reach. Let your body repair in peace. If you follow this rhythm, your hormones won't need medication. They'll respond to your consistency. Chapter 5. Simplify your routine. Less product, more consistency. Let's get one thing straight. Most people are overdoing hair care, not underdoing it. You're washing too often, applying too many products, and switching routines before your scalp even has a chance to adapt. You're chasing complexity when what your hair really needs is consistency. Simple wins. Every single time. Your hair doesn't need 10 products. It needs discipline. It doesn't need an expensive routine. It needs stability. The truth is, hair thrives in predictability. It loves rhythm, balance, and respect. Overmanipulation is the silent destroyer of growth. A healthy routine isn't about doing more. It's about doing better. 1. The myth of more. Somewhere along the way, beauty marketing convinced you that your hair needed rescuing. Every day, buy a different bottle. Shampoos for volume. Conditioners for shine. Serums for ends. Sprays for frizz. Oils for scalp. You've been conditioned to believe that more steps equal more results. But here's the truth. Your scalp is already intelligent. It produces natural oils, sebum, designed to protect, moisturize, and balance. When you overwash or overstyle, you strip those oils. The scalp panics. It produces even more oil to compensate. You wash again. The cycle continues, and your hair gets weaker each time. Dr. Dominic Berg, a trichologist and chief scientist at Everlast Professional, says, excessive washing removes essential oils and weakens the hair's natural defense layer. This defense layer, the hydrolipidic film, is your built-in conditioner. When it's gone, your hair becomes dry, brittle, and unprotected from daily damage. So no, your hair doesn't need constant intervention. It needs trust. Stop interrupting your scalp's natural rhythm. 2. The rule of gentle care. Here's your new philosophy. The rule of gentle care. Memorize it. Live it. Let it become your ritual. Step 1. Use mild shampoo, not detergent. Most commercial shampoos contain sulfates, chemicals like sodium lauryl sulfate that create foam but strip your scalp of oils. Look for sulfate-free, pH-balanced shampoos. Natural options like aloe vera, argan oil, or oat protein bases cleanse without aggression. Step 2. Cold rinse. Hot water feels relaxing, but it opens the cuticle layer, the outer shield of your hair shaft, and leads to frizz and breakage. Cold or cool water seals the cuticle, locking in moisture and natural shine. This small change compounds into visible results. Step 3. Air dry when possible. Every time you use heat, you weaken keratin bonds, the protein structure that gives your hair strength. Harvard Health Publishing notes that consistent heat styling causes cumulative cuticle damage, leading to dullness and split ends. Let your hair dry naturally at least half the time. Step 4. Minimal manipulation. Brushing aggressively or styling too often creates micro tears along the shaft. Choose wide tooth combs. Detangle gently, preferably when damp and conditioned. When you strip the process down to essentials, something powerful happens. Your hair stabilizes. It stops overreacting. The scalp stops overproducing oil. The texture improves. The breakage slows. Because it's not about more care. It's about smarter care. 3. The power of consistency. Here's the mistake most people make. They give up too soon. They switch shampoos every month. They chase the next miracle oil. But the scalp doesn't transform overnight. It regenerates in cycles. It takes roughly 90 days for a follicle's behavior to reflect new habits. That's the average lifespan of a single hair growth cycle phase before new growth appears. That means, if you're starting a new care routine today, your results will begin to show in 3 months, not 3 days. That's the discipline part. Dermatologist Dr. Francesca Fusco puts it clearly. Hair responds best to consistency, not intensity. So before you buy another serum, ask yourself, have you actually given your current routine time to work? You can't build results on chaos. You can only build results on consistency. 4. Example. Simplicity in action. Let me tell you about Maya, a 32-year-old fitness coach who came to a trichologist after years of breakage and thinning. She tried everything. Expensive keratin treatments, salon oils, even biotin gummies. Her bathroom looked like a mini pharmacy. But her problem wasn't product deficiency. It was routine overload. Her trichologist simplified her care plan to 3 steps. Wash twice a week with a mild sulfate-free shampoo. Condition and rinse with cold water. Massage with coconut oil once a week, then air dry. No heat. No serums. No overcombing. Within 3 months, her shedding dropped by 70%. Her hair regained natural shine. More importantly, her scalp normalized its oil production. Because Maya stopped fighting her scalp and started supporting it. That's what simplicity does. It frees your body to do what it's already wired to do. Heal. 5. Simplify your products. Amplify your results. Walk into your bathroom today and look at your shelf. If there are more than 5 hair products, you're probably working against your hair. Every new product changes your scalp's chemistry, pH, oil production, hydration. The more variables, the more instability. Cut it down. 1 mild shampoo, 0.1 conditioner, 0.1 natural oil, 0.1 leave-in, if needed. That's it. The minimalist approach isn't just easier. It's scientifically smarter. A 2019 study published in Dermatology and Therapy found that reducing product load restored scalp microbiome balance and improved natural sebum distribution, both critical for follicle health. Remember, your scalp is a living ecosystem. Don't overwhelm it with synthetic inputs. 6. Stop comparing. Start listening. One of the most damaging habits in modern self-care is comparison. You scroll through social media and see influencers showing hair transformation videos after a single product. You forget that lighting, extensions, and filters do most of the work. Stop outsourcing your standards. No influencer knows your scalp. No marketing team understands your biology. You have to become your own hair scientist. Pay attention to how your hair responds to routine. Notice texture changes. Track shedding patterns. Adjust with observation, not impulse. Consistency teaches you awareness, and awareness gives you power. Because it's not about copying trends. It's about building trust with your body. 7. The Simple Routine Challenge. Here's your assignment. For the next 90 days, follow this plan with discipline. Wash twice weekly. Use a sulfate-free shampoo. Condition every wash, cold rinse, oil massage once weekly, air dry as often as possible. Avoid switching products. That's it. No more experimentation. No more panic buying. Take before and after photos. Journal how your scalp feels. Track progress every 2 weeks. If you stay consistent, you'll start seeing new baby hairs. That's regrowth. You'll notice less shedding on your pillow. That's stabilization. You'll feel more texture under your fingertips. That's vitality returning. Simplicity compounds. Every small act of care adds up. Repetition cue. Simple wins. Every single time. Your job isn't to outsmart your hair, it's to outdiscipline your habits. Because it's not about the products. It's about the discipline. Every shampoo you skip that you didn't need, every heat tool you put down, every gentle rinse you commit to, you're training your hair to trust you again. And when your hair trusts you, it thrives. Chapter 6. Protect and Prevent. Daily Habits that Save Your Hair. Here's a reality most people refuse to face. Your hair is under attack every single day, and often, you don't even notice it. It's not just genetics, stress, or diet. Even if you've mastered nutrition, scalp care, and sleep, your hair is still exposed to thousands of small, invisible insults. I'm talking about microdamages, the tiny, repeated forces that chip away at hair strength, shine, and growth. Over time, these microdamages accumulate, and suddenly your hair is weaker, frizzier, thinner. You don't need to panic. You need discipline in protection. Because it's not about reacting after damage occurs. It's about prevention. Repetition cue. Protection is prevention. 1. Tight hairstyles. The silent pull of stress. Let's start with something simple, yet so destructive. Tight hairstyles. Ponytails, buns, braids, or even hair clipped too tightly. Every one of these styles creates tension at the root. This tension may seem harmless, but over weeks and months, it can cause traction alopecia, a hair loss pattern caused by constant pulling on follicles. The American Academy of Dermatology notes that repeated tension at the scalp damages follicles and can lead to permanent loss if not corrected. Even minor daily tension, like tight ponytails for just a few hours, adds up. Practical guidance. Loosen your style. High ponytails are fine for short periods, but avoid tight buns or braids at night. Use soft hair ties. No elastic bands with metal connectors. Fabric-covered bands reduce friction and breakage. Alternate partings and styles to prevent constant stress on the same follicles. Example. A 27-year-old fitness instructor noticed hair thinning along her hairline. She stopped wearing tight ponytails during workouts, switched to fabric ties, and braided her hair loosely at night. Within 6 months, shedding decreased and hairline density improved. This is proactive care. You prevent the damage before it starts. Repetition cue. Protection is prevention. 2. Friction. How your pillow could be sabotaging you. You spend a third of your life asleep. Yet many people unknowingly abuse their hair overnight. Cotton pillowcases are rough on strands. Every toss and turn rubs the cuticle, creating microbreaks and split ends. It may seem minor, but over weeks, this friction adds up to dull, damaged hair. The solution is simple. Switch to silk or satin pillowcases. These fabrics allow hair to glide, reducing tension and breakage by up to 50%, according to studies on friction and fiber interaction. Combine this with loose braiding or a soft scrunchie at night, and you've created a protective sleep environment for your hair. Compare 2 scenarios. Person A sleeps on cotton, hair loosely tied with a rubber band. Wakes up with frizz and microbreaks. Person B sleeps on silk, hair loosely braided. Wakes up with smooth, intact strands ready for the day. The difference isn't luck. It's discipline in protective habits. Repetition cue. Protection is prevention. 3. Sun exposure. The invisible burn. Most people understand sun damage for skin, but hair is just as vulnerable. UV rays penetrate the hair shaft, breaking down proteins and pigments. This leads to dryness, fading color, and brittleness. Light-colored and chemically treated hair are especially at risk. According to the International Journal of Trichology, prolonged UV exposure can reduce hair protein content by up to 20%, leaving hair more prone to breakage. Practical protection strategies. Use UV protective hairsprays before outdoor activities. Ingredients like benzophenone or ethylexyl methoxycinnamate act as shields. Wear a hat when exposure is prolonged. Wide-brimmed hats protect both scalp and strands. Apply natural oils like argan or coconut for a light protective coating. They reduce moisture loss and buffer against UV damage. This is preventive, not reactive. You're not waiting for split ends or color fading to start protecting. You're staying ahead of the damage curve. Repetition cue. Protection is prevention. 4. Pollution. Everyday environmental stress. City living comes with an invisible enemy. Pollution. Dust, smog, and airborne chemicals settle on your hair and scalp, creating oxidative stress. This leads to weakened keratin structures, increased breakage, and scalp inflammation. A study in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology found that urban women exposed to high levels of particulate matter experienced a significant increase in hair loss and structural damage compared to women in rural areas. Combat this with simple habits. Shampoo after outdoor exposure to remove pollutants. You don't need a harsh cleanse, just a gentle, thorough wash. Leave in antioxidants. Serums or sprays with vitamin C or green tea extract protect against free radicals. Cover your hair during long commutes, especially on motorcycles or crowded public transport. This is another case where prevention outweighs repair. Once damage occurs, repair is slow and costly. Prevention is immediate and efficient. Repetition cue. Protection is prevention. 5. Heat and styling. Respect the limits. We've covered over-manipulation before, but it's worth reinforcing. Heat styling, straighteners, curling irons, and blow dryers creates cumulative microdamage. Even the best heat protectants can't fully shield hair from repeated high temperatures. Practical discipline. Limit heat to no more than 2 to 3 times per week. Always use the lowest effective temperature. Apply heat protectants consistently. Embrace natural styles whenever possible. It's not about giving up styling. It's about respecting biology. Every time you push your hair beyond its tolerance, you're borrowing damage from the future. Repetition cue. Protection is prevention. 6. Reactive care versus protective care. Most people are reactive. They only moisturize, oil, or repair after hair is dry, brittle, or breaking. That's like closing the barn door after the horse has bolted. Protective care flips the model. You take small, consistent measures daily to prevent damage before it manifests. Compare 2 scenarios. Reactive. Spends $200 on masks and treatments after noticing split ends. Hair looks okay for a week, then damage reappears. Protective. Uses silk pillowcases, loose hairstyles, UV protection, gentle cleansing. Hair stays strong, smooth, and vibrant consistently. Protective care compounds over time. Reactive care is expensive, stressful, and less effective. Repetition cue. Protection is prevention. 7. Your daily hair protection checklist. Here's a practical routine to embed into daily life. Morning. Apply a lightweight UV protective serum or oil. Loosen your hair ties. Avoid tight buns for work or commuting. Daytime. Wear hats if exposed to sun. Limit friction from backpacks or tight collars on your hairline. Nighttime. Switch to a silk or satin pillowcase. Loosely braid or tie hair with fabric bands. Avoid sleeping with wet hair. It's more fragile. Weekly. Clarify pollutants with a gentle shampoo. Deep condition once, not every day. 8. The psychology of protection. Here's the key mindset. Hair health is a long-term game. You will not see results overnight, but every small preventive habit compounds into measurable growth, shine, and resilience. Protective habits are mental training as much as physical. Discipline in small daily actions, loosening hair ties, cold rinses, UV sprays, is what separates hair that thrives from hair that struggles. 9. Closing reinforcement. Your hair is constantly exposed to friction, heat, tension, sun, and pollution. You can't control everything, but you can control your response. Chapter 7. Heal from within, mind, body, and microbiome. Here's a truth that most people completely overlook. Your hair is a reflection of your internal health. Shiny, thick, strong hair doesn't begin with shampoo or serum. It begins with your gut, your body, and your internal ecosystem. What you eat, how you sleep, how you manage stress, all of it shows up on your scalp. You can spend hundreds on products, but if your internal system's out of balance, your hair will betray you. Repetition cue. Healthy inside, strong outside. 1. The gut-hair connection. Let's start with the gut. Your intestines are home to trillions of bacteria, both good and bad. This microbiome is not just important for digestion. It regulates nutrient absorption, inflammation, and immune function. And guess what? Those 3 things are crucial for hair growth. Hair follicles require amino acids, minerals like zinc and iron, and vitamins like B12 and biotin to thrive. If your gut isn't absorbing nutrients properly, your follicles starve, even if you're eating a perfect diet. Dr. Alan Bauman, a renowned hair restoration specialist, notes, hair loss is rarely just external. Often, it's the first visible sign of internal imbalance, nutritional deficiencies, inflammation, or microbiome disruption. Example: Sarah, 34, had been battling hair thinning for years despite using high-end serums. Her gut health was poor, frequent bloating, irregular bowel movements, and a diet low in fiber and probiotics. After 12 weeks of a gut-focused nutrition plan, fermented foods, high-fiber vegetables, and a probiotic supplement, her hair density improved, shedding decreased, and her hair regained natural shine. 2. Inflammation, the hidden enemy. Chronic inflammation is a silent killer for hair. Elevated cytokines, inflammatory molecules, can shrink follicles, shorten the growth phase, and increase shedding. Conditions like autoimmune thyroid issues, chronic stress, or even daily poor food choices can elevate inflammation. Anti-inflammatory foods are your first line of defense. Think fatty fish like salmon for omega-3s, leafy greens like spinach and kale for antioxidants, turmeric and ginger for natural anti-inflammatory effects, berries rich in vitamin C for collagen support. Hydration is critical too. Hair is 25% water by weight. Dehydration doesn't just make strands dry, it slows nutrient transport from your blood to your follicles. Experts like Dr. Whitney Bowe, dermatologist and author of The Beauty of Dirty Skin, emphasize adequate hydration improves microcirculation to the scalp, which directly influences follicle health and hair quality. Practical tip: aim for minimum 2 liters of water per day, and pair with high water content foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and celery. Repetition cue: healthy inside, strong outside. 3. The skin-gut-hair triangle. Here's the concept that will change how you see hair forever. The skin-gut-hair triangle. The gut provides nutrients and regulates systemic inflammation. The skin, especially the scalp, is your first visible output of internal balance. Hair is the final measure. It reacts to deficiencies, toxins, and stress signals. When any link in this triangle fails, hair suffers. You can moisturize, oil, or coat hair with silicone, but without internal correction, results are temporary. Case study: Mark, 40, was experiencing diffuse thinning. Blood tests revealed low ferritin, iron storage, and poor vitamin D levels. He also had gut dysbiosis, low levels of beneficial bacteria. Within 16 weeks of iron supplementation, probiotic therapy, and vitamin D correction, his shedding slowed dramatically, and new growth was evident. Lesson: hair health is systemic, not surface level. 4. Probiotics and digestive discipline. Probiotics, live beneficial bacteria, help restore the gut flora that supports nutrient absorption and immune function. Sources: fermented foods, yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut. Probiotic supplements with multiple strains, lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. Start with one probiotic-rich meal daily or a high-quality capsule. Track your digestion and hair progress over 12 weeks. This is a measurable timeline, not an overnight miracle. Why it works: probiotics reduce systemic inflammation, improve digestion of protein, essential for keratin, and balance hormones like cortisol, all of which directly influence follicle health. Repetition cue: healthy inside, strong outside. 5. Anti-inflammatory diet strategies. Nutrition isn't just about protein. It's about building a body that nurtures hair. Avoid highly processed foods. Excess sugar, trans fats. Include lean proteins, eggs, poultry, legumes. For keratin production, healthy fats, avocado, olive oil, nuts. For scalp moisture and cellular repair, dark leafy greens and colorful vegetables. For vitamins A, C, and K, anti-inflammatory herbs and spices, turmeric, cinnamon, ginger. Example: Emma, a 29-year-old marketing executive, switched to a diet rich in omega-3s, berries, and fermented vegetables after chronic thinning. Within 3 months, not only did her scalp feel less itchy, but hair density increased and strands were visibly thicker. It's not magic. It's habit, repetition, and internal discipline. 6. Hydration, the overlooked secret. Let's talk water. Dehydrated hair is brittle. Dehydrated follicles produce weaker strands. Hydration facilitates nutrient transport from the bloodstream to hair follicles. Without water, amino acids, zinc, and iron cannot reach the root efficiently. Practical rules: drink consistently, not in bursts. Pair water intake with electrolytes for better absorption. Include water-rich foods in your diet. Remember, hydration supports the infrastructure, the foundation upon which growth and strength depend. Repetition cue. Healthy inside, strong outside. 7. Mind-body discipline. Stress management is integral to internal hair health. Cortisol spikes during chronic stress can shorten the hair growth phase and increase shedding. Effective strategies. Meditation or deep breathing exercises 10 to 15 minutes daily. Consistent sleep schedule 7 to 8 hours. Moderate physical activity to boost circulation and reduce inflammation. Example. A 35-year-old lawyer with stress-induced shedding saw improvement by implementing 15 minutes of guided meditation daily, walking 30 minutes 3 times a week, and maintaining sleep discipline. After 90 days, hair shedding decreased by nearly 50%, demonstrating the mind-body hair connection in action. Your internal environment dictates external results. Discipline here translates directly to follicles. 8. Daily action plan for internal hair health. Probiotics. 1 serving of fermented food daily or capsule supplement. Anti-inflammatory meals. Colorful vegetables, omega-3s, lean protein hydration. 2 to 3 liters per day, plus high water content foods. Stress control. 10 to 15 minutes meditation, sleep discipline, light exercise, tracking, journal digestion, hydration, stress, and hair changes weekly. Follow this consistently for 12 weeks. This is your window to visible results. It's not about one magical diet or supplement. It's about daily, disciplined internal care. 9. Closing reinforcement. Your hair reflects your internal world. Poor digestion, chronic inflammation, dehydration, and stress manifest as dull, brittle, thinning hair. No serum can replace internal balance. No mask can reverse chronic deficiency. If you want healthy hair for life, you must heal from within. Chapter 8. Natural remedies that work. Science behind tradition. Let's cut straight to the truth. The hair industry wants you chasing the next miracle serum, the new breakthrough elixir, the overnight growth potion. Every month there's a product promising thicker, shinier, fuller hair, usually at a premium price. But here's the reality. Most of these miracles are hype. Expensive, aggressive, and often ineffective. Real, lasting hair results come from discipline, consistency, and proven methods, not marketing gimmicks. And here's the kicker. Many of the most effective solutions are centuries old, handed down through generations, and now supported by modern science. Repetition cue. Tradition plus science, your perfect formula. 1. Rosemary oil. Nature's growth stimulator. Rosemary oil isn't just folklore. Modern studies confirm its ability to stimulate hair growth. A 2015 study in SkinMed compared rosemary oil to minoxidil, the gold standard hair growth treatment, for androgenetic alopecia. After 6 months, participants using rosemary oil experienced significant improvement in hair count, comparable to the pharmaceutical treatment, with far fewer side effects like scalp irritation. Practical application. Mix 3 to 5 drops of rosemary essential oil with a carrier oil like coconut or jojoba. Massage into the scalp 3 to 4 times per week for 5 to 10 minutes. Leave for 30 to 60 minutes or overnight for maximum absorption. The key isn't just the oil. It's the massage, which increases blood flow and nutrient delivery to follicles. Massage alone can increase hair growth by up to 30%, according to research in the International Journal of Trichology. Combine it with rosemary oil, and you've got a compound effect. Example. Priya, a 38-year-old teacher, had diffuse thinning along her crown. Using rosemary oil with a 5-minute daily scalp massage consistently for 4 months, she noticed reduced shedding and new hair growth. No gimmicks, no multiple products, just daily ritual. Repetition cue. Tradition plus science, your perfect formula. 2. Amla. The Indian gooseberry advantage. Amla has been used for thousands of years in Ayurveda to strengthen hair and prevent premature graying. Modern studies show it's rich in vitamin C, antioxidants, and polyphenols, which combat oxidative stress, a key contributor to follicle aging and hair thinning. Application. Powdered amla can be mixed with water or yogurt to create a hair mask. Massage directly onto scalp and hair, leave 30 to 45 minutes, then rinse. Alternatively, amla oil can be massaged daily or 3 to 4 times per week. The antioxidants in amla protect follicles from free radical damage, which is a major factor in age-related hair loss. This is a perfect example of tradition validated by science. Example. Ravi, 42, had hair prone to breakage and dryness. Daily amla oil massages improved hydration and reduced split ends. Over 12 weeks, hair felt stronger, thicker, and more manageable. Consistency, not exotic products, was the secret. Repetition cue. Tradition plus science, your perfect formula. 3. Aloe vera, the soothing regenerator. Aloe vera is often dismissed as a simple moisturizer, but it does much more. Aloe contains proteolytic enzymes that repair dead skin cells on the scalp, reduces inflammation, and promotes circulation. These mechanisms improve follicle health and can reduce scalp irritation that contributes to hair loss. Practical application. Apply pure aloe gel directly to the scalp and massage for 5 minutes, leave for 30 to 60 minutes and rinse with lukewarm water. Use 2 to 3 times per week for best results. A study published in Phytotherapy Research indicated that aloe vera extract increased hair density and thickness in participants over 12 weeks. Simple, natural, effective, no hype. Repetition cue. Tradition plus science, your perfect formula. 4. Onion juice, sulfur for strength. Yes, it smells. But yes, it works. Onion juice is rich in sulfur, which is essential for keratin production. Sulfur strengthens hair, prevents breakage, and has antimicrobial properties that keep the scalp healthy. Application. Extract juice from a fresh onion, apply directly to the scalp. Leave for 15 to 30 minutes and rinse thoroughly. Frequency, 2 to 3 times per week. A 2002 study in the Journal of Dermatology found that participants with patchy alopecia areata, who applied onion juice twice daily for 2 months, experienced significant regrowth compared to control groups. This isn't anecdotal, it's science-backed. Yes, it smells. But smell is temporary. Results are permanent. And as with any natural treatment, consistency is king. Repetition cue. Tradition plus science, your perfect formula. 5. The 2-ingredient daily ritual that works. Let's cut through the noise. You don't need 10 products. You need a disciplined daily habit with just 2 ingredients. Example. Anja Lee, a 35-year-old nurse, had chronic thinning and dry hair. She committed to daily rosemary oil massage for 5 minutes, amla oil application 3 to 4 times per week. She did not add shampoos, serums, or fancy salon treatments. She did not chase trends. She simply created a consistent, ritualized routine. Within 3 months, Anja Lee noticed reduced hair fall on pillows and in the shower, new growth along her hairline, improved shine and texture. Discipline, consistency, and using time-tested ingredients was her formula. Repetition cue. Tradition plus science, your perfect formula. 6. Why hype fails. Most marketed products fail because they rely on miracle claims without supporting research, over-promise, and under-deliver, encourage dependence on chemicals rather than supporting natural hair physiology. The human body, and specifically hair follicles, respond slowly and predictably. They reward routine and proven mechanisms, not flashy labels. Discipline beats novelty every time. This is why centuries-old remedies persist. They work when used correctly. 7. Application guidelines for maximum results. To create your own science plus tradition hair plan, choose 1 to 2 ingredients you can use consistently. Less is more, make it ritualized. Same time, same technique, same frequency. Combine with scalp massage. Circulation is the multiplier. Track results, photos, shedding logs, hair texture observations. Consistency is non-negotiable. Without it, even the best remedy is useless. Example. Daily 5-minute massage with rosemary oil, combined with weekly amla mask, produces compounded effects over months. Missing days, skipping weeks, or hopping between products nullifies the benefit. Repetition cue. Tradition plus science, your perfect formula. 8. Final reinforcement. Here's the bottom line. Modern hair products are convenient but often superficial. Real results come from ingredients proven by centuries of use and backed by research. Rosemary oil stimulates follicles and improves circulation. Amla strengthens, hydrates, and combats oxidative stress. Aloe vera soothes, repairs, and supports scalp health. Onion juice supplies sulfur and antimicrobial protection. Pick your tools, master the technique, and commit daily. Forget the hype. Forget the one-time miracle. Forget what influencers sell you. Discipline beats novelty. Ritual beats randomness. Consistency beats obsession with products. Repetition cue. Tradition plus science, your perfect formula. Core takeaway. Your hair doesn't need miracles. It needs ritual, consistency, and time-tested ingredients backed by science. Do it daily. Track progress. Respect the process. And your hair will reward you with strength, shine, and growth that lasts. Because when tradition meets science, you find your perfect formula. Chapter 9. Break the myths. What you've been told is wrong. Here's the cold, hard truth. Most people approach hair care based on myths, hearsay, and old wives' tales. You've been told things like cutting your hair makes it grow faster, oiling your hair clogs your follicles, or hair loss is purely genetic. And while these statements sound plausible, they are dead wrong, and following them blindly costs you time, money, and hair. This chapter is your wake-up call. You're going to tear apart these myths, replace them with science-backed truths, and arm yourself with knowledge that actually protects your hair. Repetition cue. Knowledge protects. Myths destroy. 1. Myth. Cutting hair makes it grow faster. Let's start with the classic. Trim your hair, and it will grow faster. Fact. Hair growth originates from the follicle beneath your scalp, not the tips. Cutting your hair does not influence follicle activity or growth rate. The average growth rate of scalp hair is about 0.35 mm per day, or roughly 1.25 centimeters per month, regardless of trimming. So why do people believe this? Because trimming prevents split ends, which reduces breakage and allows hair to appear thicker and healthier over time. In reality, trimming is maintenance, not acceleration. Practical application. Schedule trims every 8 to 12 weeks to maintain shape and prevent breakage. Focus on follicle health with scalp care, nutrition, and protective habits. This is what actually drives growth. Example. 29-year-old Emma had been trimming every week thinking it would speed growth. Her hair didn't grow faster, she just had healthier ends. Once she shifted to daily scalp massage and proper nutrition, growth rate improved naturally. Repetition cue. Knowledge protects. Myths destroy. 2. Myth. Oil clogs hair follicles. Another widespread myth. Oiling your hair will clog your follicles and make hair fall out. Fact. Hair follicles are deep beneath the scalp and not susceptible to external oils blocking growth. Applying natural oils like coconut, argan, or jojoba actually nourishes the scalp, reduces friction, protects against breakage, and can enhance follicle health when used correctly. The problem arises with excessive or poor application. Leaving heavy oils for weeks without washing can trap dirt or create bacterial growth. But this is hygiene-related, not follicle clogging. Practical application. Apply light oil 2 to 4 times per week, massaging for 5 to 10 minutes, wash after 1 to 2 hours for light treatment or overnight for intensive care. Depending on hair type, avoid thick petroleum-based oils that are non-absorbable and attract dirt. Scientific perspective. A 2015 study in skin pharmacology and physiology demonstrated that coconut oil penetrates the hair shaft and prevents protein loss, strengthening hair from the inside. Example. Raj, 35, avoided oil for years thinking it would worsen shedding. After switching to weekly coconut oil massage, hair breakage decreased, and strands were visibly thicker and shinier. Repetition cue. Knowledge protects. Myths destroy. 3. Myth. Hair loss is only genetic. Many people resign themselves to genetics, saying, "My family is bald, so I'll be bald too." Fact. Genetics influence pattern, density, and timing of hair loss, but environment, lifestyle, diet, stress, hormones, and scalp health play equally critical roles. Poor nutrition can trigger thinning. Even with perfect genetics, chronic stress elevates cortisol, shortening hair growth cycles. Hormonal imbalances like thyroid dysfunction or androgen excess can accelerate loss. The takeaway. Genetics may set the stage, but discipline writes the play. By addressing controllable factors, you can delay, reduce, or reverse hair loss. Example. 40-year-old Michael, whose father was bald at 45, maintained full, thick hair into his late 40s by focusing on balanced diet with protein and omega-3s, daily scalp massage for circulation stress management, through meditation and exercise protective styling habits. Result. He avoided the expected genetic pattern of hair loss. Discipline and knowledge overrode assumptions. Repetition cue. Knowledge protects. Myths destroy. 4. Myth. Shampooing too often causes hair loss. Many believe frequent shampooing strips oils and accelerates shedding. Truth. Shampoo frequency should match scalp type. Sebum production varies. Oily scalps may need daily washing. Dry scalps may need 2 to 3 times per week. The key is choosing a mild, sulfate-free cleanser and avoiding over-aggressive scrubbing. Shampooing correctly does not cause follicles to fall out. Hair shedding during washing is normal. We naturally lose 50 to 100 hairs per day, per the American Academy of Dermatology. Example: Linda, 32, stopped washing daily to save hair and experienced scalp buildup and itching, which worsened hair breakage. Adjusting to gentle daily cleansing improved scalp health and reduced shedding. Repetition cue. Knowledge protects. Myths destroy. 5. Myth: brushing 100 strokes daily stimulates growth. Another old wives' tale. Brushing your hair endlessly increases growth. Fact: excessive brushing causes friction, breaks hair shafts, and damages cuticles. Scalp massage with fingertips is far superior for stimulating follicles and circulation without causing breakage. Scientific perspective. The International Journal of Trichology supports scalp massage 5 to 10 minutes daily to increase follicular activity and hair thickness. Overbrushing is counterproductive. Practical tip: use soft bristle brushes. Limit brushing to styling, not follicle stimulation. Incorporate massage for growth stimulation. Repetition cue. Knowledge protects. Myths destroy. 6. Myth: only women need hair protection. Some men assume protective routines are female concerns. Fact: men experience hair loss too, and protection habits, gentle styling, UV protection, minimal heat, and proper nutrition apply universally. Ignoring protective practices accelerates male pattern thinning. Example: David, 36, a male athlete, ignored hair protection, using tight caps and frequent gel. After 6 months of adopting protective habits, looser caps, scalp massage, and nutrient support, his shedding decreased and thickness improved. Hair health is gender neutral. Discipline benefits all. Repetition cue. Knowledge protects. Myths destroy. 7. Creating your myth-free hair routine. Here's the formula for protecting yourself from misinformation. Question every claim. If it's not backed by studies or centuries of use, treat it cautiously, track results scientifically. Use photos, shedding logs, scalp observations. Follow discipline, not hype. Consistent, evidence-backed habits outperform trendy products. Apply the 3 principles to cutting, trimming, and shaping, hair oiling and topical treatment, scalp massage and circulation techniques, diet and hydration, stress management. Over time, the myth-free approach compounds into healthier, thicker, and stronger hair. Repetition cue. Knowledge protects. Myths destroy. 8. Final reinforcement. Hair myths destroy confidence. They waste money. They delay results. They make you reactive instead of proactive. Knowledge protects. Evidence protects. Discipline protects. Stop believing quick fixes and marketing gimmicks. Stop letting old wives' tales dictate your routine. Instead, adopt habits rooted in science and consistent practice. From trimming myths to oiling myths, shampooing myths to brushing myths, the truth is always more empowering than fear. Once you know the facts, you can take control. Your hair is no longer a victim of folklore. It's a reflection of your discipline, knowledge, and action.